All right, man. I'm only doing this for you guys because honestly, I can care less about this video. And the reason why is because he didn't really say too much on here. But I'll give you my thoughts from last night. So let's just go ahead and let the video play, all right?
You ready for garbage? Because it feels like Summerslam season now, doesn't it? Instead of booking good shows, I'm gonna go to the White House and do nothing, because I waste my time, and make everything about me, like unreal. I'm gonna tell Rhea Ripley, don't you fix that anxiety, you're the best, you're the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, SummerSlam Night 1 has officially ended, and I have to say, the ending was absolutely awesome, okay? This show had so many moments, man. The ending with Rollins cashing in. Wow, man. This show was absolute garbage. The show sucked. The ending was good. Yes, still a bunch of plot holes with it because a lot of things that happened with the Rollins cash-in make absolutely no sense, but I will give them credit for working us with the injury that Rollins had, and then obviously now he cashes in, basically does an absolute bamboozling of the fans and of CM Punk and all the wrestlers. I thought that was absolutely great in terms of it being a specific moment.
Well, I don't think it was great. I thought it was whack. The fact he had to fake his own injury just so he could cash in on a night like this for Punk, but I guess he can relate to Drew McIntyre now, but I still think it's lame. But hey, that's just me. But y'all can comment down below. Let me know what y'all think about the results. But I didn't like it because because what was it worth? You know what I'm saying? But I just feel bad for Braun Breaker because he's actually hurt. And the fact that he might be in Seth Rollins' position, now it's down to Bronson Reed and Paul Heyman. Maybe Braun Breaker will come back and be face. And he won't be heel this time. He might not even join, So I can see that happening. But as of right now, this is what we got. Yeah, let's continue.
But as per usual, Triple H, the stuff that follows after that moment is likely not going to make sense and probably not going to be good. Just like Rollins sided with Heyman at Mania 41, and you got 3 months of a garbage faction so far. However, don't let this ending that was a really good moment and the very creative the way they did it, very good moment, don't let it distract you from the fact that this show was complete garbage up until that point. You had moments here and there that I thought were decent, but there was nothing above decent on the rest of this show besides the ending. And you know that. All of these matches suffer from similar issues, such as the build for all these matches are terrible. The builds, I should say, are terrible. The storylines for them are garbage. Therefore, you don't care who wins or loses these matches. And also another issue that these matches have is simply the fact that they weren't entertaining and they weren't that good. A lot of lazy booking ruined these matches a lot. Like Roman and Jay versus Braun and Brunson, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to start calling LeBron. I'm just going to say Roman and Jay versus LeBron. Those dudes ran out there, and that match was mid at best. You had a couple decent spots, but no one's going to go back and rewatch that match. There was some decent action in it, but stop. It's nothing above average. Then you also have the, what's it called? What was the next thing we had, bro? Well, I think it was Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair versus Raquel and Roxanne. That match should have been much better. We'll get to that. Obviously, we have to talk about the New Day, who were doing a Pizza Hut commercial or Domino's, whatever it was. These dudes were just the tag team champions a few weeks ago, and now they're doing the food ad on a PLE, which means they're officially in jobber territory with Tozawa and Maxine Dupree, and even Nikki Bella showed up.
Well, at least Nikki Bella's boob is okay, because I know they said that her breast implants had a little injury thanks to that elbow from Piper. So, looks good. Not to be a pervert, I'm just saying it looks good based off of, what I heard in the reports.
That's how good Triple H books his talent, by the way, apparently, okay? Then we had Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn. This is a Raw match that nobody cares about. We're going to talk about that later, because Karrion Kross's career is probably done in WWE, so that's pretty much that. Then we had Jade versus Tiffany. We'll talk about that. That match was okay. I guess it's okay. We'll talk about that. And then the Jelly Roll in Randy Orton tag match versus Drew and Logan Paul was a complete joke. But it was intended to be a joke, so we'll talk about that. And then obviously the Punk and Gunther main event. I have some thoughts on that match. I mean, goodness gracious, bro. And then the ending, obviously, with Rollins cashing in, we're going to get to that as well. So, as per usual, we're going to go ahead and get into this review. Now, before we get into the review, I will want to say, people are going to say some things about this show. Number one, they're going to complain about the crowd. Yes, the crowd was garbage. The reason why is because none of these matches really had any enthusiasm or energy. It's in an open-air stadium, and MetLife Stadium, I think, sits around like 80,000 people total, but they had to make the stage to cover up part of the arena because they knew they weren't going to sell out good tickets. So I think there was only maybe 50,000 people in the arena. So yes, a bunch of empty seats were in there. That's why it wasn't as loud, because it's an open air stadium, plus there's not as many people. Like last year, I went to Mania 40 last year, and it was at Lincoln Financial, you know what I'm saying, in Philly. There was over 70,000 people in there. I think the stadium sits around 75,000. And obviously the stage is going to block off thousands of the seats, so you have to block that out. But it was basically dang near, if not sold out on the dot, okay? And now at MetLife Stadium, a similar size arena, they can barely fit 50,000 people in it. That lets you know that the storylines in the company is dying. They can't sell out, and the product is garbage. Then on top of that, obviously you look at this card for night one, and you knew it was not going to be good at all. Everyone knew this in advance, or at least anyone who was actually thinking about this build or this show at all was actually realizing this was not going to be good in advance. At least night one is not. You look at this card, it was terrible. And I saw people saying that this card looks promising. Yeah, it's promising to be bad. And then obviously, it just doesn't feel like a SummerSlam. This is 2 nights. It's supposed to feel big and grandiose and bigger than any SummerSlam we've seen. And night one of SummerSlam felt like a Saturday night main event at best. And obviously, it goes without saying, because all the storylines and the build for this SummerSlam as a whole and leading into this actual show was straight garbage, the only way this show could be successful is if every match was either in the good to great range or was even above that and absolutely amazing. And none of these matches hit the marker. So with that being said, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get into the show. We started off with Braun Breaker, or LeBron James versus Jey Uso and Roman Reigns, okay? That's basically what this was. Now, obviously, Roman Reigns is the only actual main event level star in the match. He comes out literally built like a Greek god at this point, and every single time Roman Reigns shows up, he looks like he's literally ready to fight like Brock Lesnar or The Rock or John Cena in a main event match. That's just how this dude looks, that's how he's presented, and that's how he appears, because he is the last superstar in professional wrestling, okay? This is just a fact. We've gone over this before. Basically, he comes out, Roman Reigns gets a massive pop basically from the crowd, but Roman Reigns essentially comes out and he gets into the ring. Before this happened, we had Jey Uso yeeting for 10 minutes straight. I want to note that it was around 6:20 p.m. Eastern time, okay? And the match had still not started yet. So we got ads and entrances for the first 20 minutes of the show. Roman Reigns came out, obviously got a big pop. It was a great shots of everything like that. Him and Jay standing there tall. Then we had Braun Breaker and LeBron James, Bronson Reed came out there, and they basically started the match. The match starts off, and it's very clear to see that this is going to be a lazily booked match. It makes zero sense why, number one, Roman Reigns just being classically held on the sidelines until the last 5 minutes of the match when he's finally able to fight back, and then him and Jay get the win. That's lazy booking. There's no nuance, there's no creativity with that, and it's not that entertaining. The first 10 to 15 minutes of this match are borderlining on being nearly unwatchable. No one's entertained by Jey Uso fighting Bronson Reed. We've seen that 80 times on Raw. We've seen Jey Uso fight Braun Breaker 80 times on Raw. Maybe if you would have mixed Roman Reigns in and had him do more action with Brunson and Braun Breaker, maybe it would have been cool, but you didn't do that. And it makes no sense how Roman Reigns, who's one of the greatest, if not the greatest champion in WWE history, this was just a year ago his title reign ended, and now you fast forward a year and he's basically subdued the whole match and barely has any offense until the final parts, and even then he still doesn't do much. It's embarrassing. Jey Uso as well just was a world champion a month ago and is struggling to fight and have offense against Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker? What? The sense that this match makes is basically non-existent. Two former world champs, one of them being the greatest champion ever, and they're struggling to fight Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. It's artificial booking, and it makes it unrealistic and just stupid. Braun Breaker's no-selling everything. He gets speared through a barricade. Then Roman Reigns gets back into the ring, and then all of a sudden, Jey Uso tries to go for a pin on Bronson Reed, and Braun Breaker's back up in 1 minute. And while Roman Reigns and Jey are down, and they didn't even take any moves. It's just the way that they booked this to be so slow and have people knocked out on the side of the ring and make Roman and Jey look so weak when they shouldn't be looking weak is just stupid. And then obviously it ends. Roman Reigns, by the way, there were some really good spots here. Braun Breaker did a big bulldog from the top rope off of Bronson Reed's shoulders, which I thought was great. Roman Reigns hit a really crazy dive where he fully flipped over the ropes and landed on his back kind of. So I'm glad he's okay. But him showing that athleticism is nuts, man. Roman Reigns is a great athlete. He doesn't wrestle like it because he doesn't, have those moves in his arsenal. He doesn't feel like doing them. But if he wanted to, Roman Reigns could literally be doing swanton bombs bombs and dives over the rope every match. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. So that was pretty cool to see. And then obviously Roman Reigns speared Braun Breaker through a barricade, and then ultimately he put himself in the way to take a spear from Braun Breaker so that Jey Uso could come in and super kick Braun Breaker, and then obviously pin LeBron James, Brunson Reed, and then get the splash on him, and that was it. Jey Uso and Roman Reigns won. Jey pinned Brunson Reed for the W. This match had some decent moments of action, but overall the storytelling and the actual, impact of this match is basically non-existent. Nobody cares who won this match, and quite frankly, having Roman Reigns go out for an opening tag match and beating Brunson Reed and Braun Breaker, and then proceeding to later on in the night not show up when his arch nemesis who pinned him at Mania, Seth Rollins, who he never got his payback on, just not showing up for that match, and Jey Uso not showing up for that, an LA Knight, who might be out of the company, you know what I'm saying? Because he's not being used at all. How do none of them come out for Seth Rollins later in the night when he's about to cash in? It doesn't make sense, but you know what? We'll talk about that a little bit later. But Jey and Roman get the dub in a match that was mildly decent at best. Nothing more, nothing less. Then we move on. We got Alexa Bliss and Charlotte versus Raquel and Roxanne. I was looking forward to this match because I've been saying for weeks, I think that that Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, this whole storyline with them becoming friends could have been much better. But when they won this match, you literally felt nothing. The whole match, the crowd was basically dead and non-existent. They had to do multiple, when you're on the tag match and they're trying to get the crowd to clap like that, you know what I'm saying, to get them into the match. They had to do that a billion times because nobody cared. The crowd wasn't feeling it for the most part. I wasn't feeling it for the most part. The last couple minutes have some decent moments where, Alexa hits Charlotte and then you don't know what's going to happen with that. But obviously we all knew Charlotte was going to be on the good side at the end and help Alexa get the dub. But ultimately, just the way the match took place, I thought the story could be great. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte are two of my favorite women's wrestlers. And the fact that this match ended up being that mid at best, not even, it was honestly bad in certain parts. There were some botches. There was moments where literally I dozed off and tuned out just like the crowd was completely silent. This was just not a good match, man. And it should have been much better. And that's very disappointing to see this. But it had the rightful winners, in my opinion, with Alexa and Charlotte. But, to be honest, I don't even know if it was the rightful winners. Because if you're not going to book them correctly and make it feel like a special moment when Alexa and Charlotte finally team up and become friends, then what was the point of taking the belts off Roxanne and Raquel? Because now Roxanne and Raquel are finna do a whole lot of nothing until Liv comes back. So it is what it is. I thought it was stupid, but, hey, the match was very underwhelming and quite much a disappointment. Pretty much that.
Be mad.
What is next? ¿Qué sigue?
Tenemos una rematch. Levanta tu cabeza. Pick up your head, dude. We have a rematch. That means this is not over with Charlotte y Alexa. Tenemos otra combate con ellas. Y vamos a ver que esta vez nosotras vamos a ser champions por 2 veces.
Charlotte, Alexa, if you thought that this is over, you're sorely mistaken. Because the Judgment Day always stays on top.
Enjoy it while you have it, ladies. It won't last. Vámonos, chiquita.
Well, I hope this picture is fake because some Liv and Dom fan just posted this shit talking about Liv Morgan spotted at Newark Liberty Airport. Liv is in New Jersey. She's coming. Hooray! No, this has got to be fake. There's no way Liv Morgan's okay. You telling me that after that hard landing she's suffered from that shoulder, you telling me that she's okay to the point where she coming to her hometown, her home state, just to do this shit? And this white boy happy as hell. He over here yeah, I'm with Liv Morgan, man. Yeah, I'm with Liv Morgan, dude. It's awesome. It's lit. Dom's about to retain because of her. Yeah. No. Please tell me this is fake. This gotta be a fake picture because only one account is reporting this while everybody else is not. This has to be fake. This has to be old. There's no way I can see this. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way that Liv Morgan is coming like this. Liv, you cannot come right. Okay. Well, let me start over. Look, Liv, Raquel and Roxanne are planning to get a rematch. You coming back right now ruin your chances of being babyface. And the reason why is because if people gonna cheer for you as babyface, you cannot do this. Okay? How is we supposed to tell the story if you're coming back right now? Now, I did say that you should come back before 2026. But if you come back right now, when we're in the middle of a storyline, it ruins everything. Because now we don't know if Liv Morgan's going to get kicked out. We don't know if Dom is going to stay still. We don't know if Raquel is going to betray Liv, and we don't know if Roxanne is going to get with Dom, and we don't know what's going to happen with JD, because I want him out of here because there's nothing for him to do. But then again, do we want this storyline to finish up? Yeah. But her coming back right now lets me know that she's not becoming babyface right now. And as she shouldn't, because there's no accountability. Why have this woman come back right now? Well, listen, I was hoping she would come back in the fall, because her coming back right now just ruins the whole plot. Because how is Raquel and Roxanne going to get a rematch? How are they going to get a rematch when Liv Morgan's back? Because now Liv Morgan's going to be like, oh, no, I'm back. I could just go ahead and just take her spot. Move out the way, Roxanne. Me and Raquel going to go after these belts. And then now let Roxanne, she has to figure it out. It's either I'm going to stand up for myself and say, no, we're 4-0. We did better than when you did when you was partner. And then of course, it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very difficult for how this is going to play out because, again, Finn has Roxanne's back. Dom has Liv's back. What are we supposed to do now? Because now, Raquel's not going to betray Liv that quickly. You know what I'm saying? Because if she's back right now, then how's she going to do it? Because she's, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be hard, man. I don't know how this is going to play out. Like I said, I'm just hoping that they kick Finn and Liv Morgan out. Everybody just starts to see the light and just say, you know what? We're going to kick these two out because it's obvious these two don't get along and we just need these two to leave. You know what I'm saying? And if that's the case, then we can, then that's great because then people can see the light and see that Liv and Dom are not the problem. Liv and Finn are the problem. Okay, and we kick him out, kick JD out, and then we just be left with this. But then again, Dom didn't show up to Raquel and Roxanne's match, so I don't know. I mean, like I said, he's trying to hold it down for Liv, but I'm looking at Dom like, Dom, there are rumors saying you're going to go after the AAA title. What would happen if Liv Morgan pull up in your match and then help you win the match? What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like there is an opportunity for you to go babyface, but the only way you could do that is if you get away from Liv and you make up with your father. So it's just like, it's just ridiculous, man. Like, I swear, man, if I see Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio's match and she don't do nothing different, I'm done. And I might make an angry rant. Because again, I just don't know why are they doing this. I understand you're trying to wrap up the story and all that, but this is not the plan. The plan was for her to come back at the Royal Rumble, win the No. We're just gonna forget about it at this point. We're gonna forget about the Royal Rumble at this point. Liv, you come back right now, you just cost your opportunity to win the Royal Rumble. I'm sorry to say it. Now you might win the Elimination Chamber. You might win that, but you got to get away from Dom first. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, WrestleMania. Now, she could win some. Now, I could see this. We could get Liv and Rhea teaming up to go against Raquel and Roxanne at the Royal Rumble. But, I mean, not the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania. But right now, I don't know. Right now, I don't know. It's just... I don't know if that's going to be possible because Rhea might be teaming up with Io Sky. But unless Io Sky turn heel, I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's just embarrassing, man, because I'm looking at this photo and it's just like, so far, I mean, people in my comments are saying that it's real and, she's coming and all that. And I'm like, if this is real, then what happened to the shoulder injury? How did she heal so quickly? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did she heal so quickly when she just had surgery? I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. But then again, Liv Morgan just, like I said, man, if Rhea can heal faster, then I don't know what's up with these shoulder injuries, man. Because why it took 8 months for Finn Balor to get back, but it took 1 month for Liv to get back? I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like, so Finn Balor gets 8 months to sit at home, but Liv Morgan gets 1 month and she's back? Okay. Well, I don't know how this is going to work, but I just hope that they give us something new because if you think I'm going to sit here and allow, like because look, man, we can't we can't carry this shit too long. Because so if she's gonna come back like this, then like I said, I can't this, we can't keep this up. We just can't. We can't keep this up. At some point you're gonna have to split it. You're gonna have to end it. But I'm telling you right now, any word that any word that comes out of Liv Morgan's mouth, I'm going to call it out. I'm not gonna rest until I put these receipts together. If I'm not exhausted, if I'm exhausted and I can't really put it together, then I'll do it tomorrow. Because I'm not going to bed. I'll go to bed, but I'm saying I'm not gonna rest until I get these receipts on this goddamn video. Because here's the thing, Liv Morgan thinks she's babyface, but she's not. Okay, yeah, the crowd's gonna cheer for you, but you're in New Jersey. So the cheer for Liv Morgan right now is just ridiculous, but she's only been gone for a month. But then again, I just hope that Dom wins clean. I hope that AJ Styles win, and I hope I see Finn Balor. But if I don't see him and Liv Morgan pull up, this is hard. This is an L. You want to know why? You want to know why this is an L for Dom? Because now the reputation is he can't win without any Judgment Day member. Rather it's Liv, Roxanne, Raquel, JD, Finn Balor. It's like he just can't, no matter what, he can't win clean. Okay? So far, 3 defenses, and he is won by interference. That's the reputation. He can't win without interference. It's just ridiculous, man. And I hope I really hope this picture is fake, but everybody keeps saying it's not. But what if, because you gotta think about it. What if this is just an old photo? What if this is just an old photo? Like maybe this photo circulated just to make it seem like she's back now, but in reality of it is this is old. This is before she got injured. So what if it's just an old photo? Because that could be the reason. Like I said, it could be an old photo. If it's a real photo, then okay, but maybe it's old. Maybe it's old. Maybe this is just an old photo and it's just circulating. I don't know, man. Y'all comment down below, let me know. But I mean, look, so far my comment section is saying that this is a real photo, and I just hope that this is an old photo. Like I said, if it's real, cool, but hopefully this is old, because if Liv Morgan comes back right now, I don't know how Roxanne is going to get her rematch clause for the tag team belts when Liv Morgan is literally in the way. So this just ruins everything for Raquel and Roxanne's plans, because now they can't win anything as long as Liv Morgan's around. So this is just an L for them, man. They were doing so good, and then all of a sudden this happens. So I hope that Dom wins clean. But if he don't win clean because of Liv Morgan or Finn Balor or whatnot, I'm going to feel sorry for AJ, because we really thought that AJ was going to win. But so far the polls are saying that Dom is going to win. I guess people think that he's going to win by interference. And will AJ get a rematch? Probably not, because there's rumors saying he's going to face John Cena at Clash in Paris. So this sucks. Because who's going to face Dom for the Intercontinental title now? And then what's going to happen with the AAA title? Yeah, we're fucked. We're fucked.
Pretty bad. We then move on to what is in my opinion, is easily the worst match of the night. We got Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn. This match was garbage. Sami Zayn, as much crap as I've given him in the past, this dude is a great in-ring wrestler. There's no argument, there's no doubt about it, okay? He is absolutely awesome in the ring. And the fact that Sami Zayn has had 3 matches with Karrion Kross over the last couple months, and not one of the matches has even been average, is a very telling sign about Karrion Kross. Because if this was Sami Zayn, you can run down the list. If this is Sami Zayn versus LA Knight, or versus Drew McIntyre, or versus a Logan Paul, or versus a Roman Reigns, a Cody Rhodes, a Seth Rollins, etc., go down the list. This, even versus Jey Uso, this match would be much better. But Karrion Kross, he just moves like he's in quicksand, dude. You know, he's not good in the ring. His moveset isn't that great. Obviously, he's not that entertaining, right? He's not super athletic in the ring, so there's nothing there. He just doesn't have it. And so all the people saying, we want Cross, for 2 or 3 weeks, this dude was over, you know what I'm saying? And now you look where he's at now, and he's just having constant bad matches. Nobody cares what this dude is doing. He came out to a mediocre / non-existent pop at best tonight at SummerSlam, and this is a grand stage. This is his last opportunity, and he showed me absolutely nothing other than the fact that he is a mediocre performer at best, and that's being kind of generous. So that, you know what I'm saying? Like, no offense, but that's just what it is. And I'm always going to give you guys the honest truth, at least my honest truth of what I believe, and I think Karrion Kross is a full-blown jobber. Everyone's saying, we want Kross. You should be chanting, we want Knight or we want Mellow Hayes or something like that, not we want Kross. Karrion Kross does not have it, and he likely is going to be fired now, or released, I guess you could say, because this match was garbage. This feud and this story was meaningless. What was the point of this? What, Karrion Kross, you want Sami Zayn to say it? Say it! What do you want him to say? What, like, what are you even talking about? Like, this whole feud, there's a reason there was no video package before this match, because none of this matters, and there's no storyline here. So it was just stupid. You know, the opening of Karrion Kross's entrance as fall and pray. I'm like, no, you fall and job. That's what you do. You fall and job, you know? So it's pretty much that, but I'm pretty sure this was Karrion Kross's last match. Sami Zayn pinned him clean, didn't even use the lead pipe, and that's pretty much it. Sami Zayn, the whole narrative on this was that he was going to turn bad, you know what I'm saying, and fight back against Kross using an illegal weapon, but that wasn't going to happen. Once he threw that pipe out of the ring and hit the haluva kick, you're like, yeah, Karrion Kross's time at WWE has come to an end. So, you know, there you have that. It's basically over with. Sami Zayn gets the dub, and I assume that Sami Zayn will probably be coming after Seth Rollins, I guess, in the coming months, but we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, Karen, you're going to have to go to AEW, man, or go back to TNA, man, because it's over at this point, man. You and Scarlett. So pack your things and go to AEW, talk to Tony, and we'll check you out from there. You know, I'm watching, you know, AEW, so, you know, we'll see you over there. Otherwise, you can go to TNA and we'll check you out over there. You know, like, it's just not working out over here, man. So, just good luck to you, you know. Yeah, good luck to you. But we'll watch you, though. We'll be watching.
We then get Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship. Jade Cargill comes out in her Jamaica gear. Yeah, man, boy, Offie. You know what I'm saying? Your boy's got a little bit of Jamaican in him. You know, that's where some of my family heritage comes from, okay? But anyways, that's not the point. The point is, we just this match was a 7-minute WWE Women's Championship match. Explain to me how we can get a billion ads, but we can't get more than 7 minutes of a Women's WWE Championship match. It's absolutely inexcusable at this point. However, for the match's time that it had, it was entertaining and action-packed because it had to be. But because there's no story or build or any type of thought or creativity put into this, I didn't care who won this match, and we now have to continue with Tiffany Stratton's garbage reign because Jade Cargill, after one moonsault, the prettiest moonsault ever, Tiffany's finisher, after one of those moves, Jade Cargill got pinned. What? She wins the Queen of the Ring and beats Asuka, you know what I'm saying, one of the best women's wrestlers over the last decade in this company, and then obviously she moves on now to fight Tiffany and loses off of one moonsault in 6 minutes, where Jade dominated most of this match too, by the way, so it makes no sense how one move literally just knocked her out and that was it. It was some of the dumbest booking I've ever seen, but there was some entertaining spots. I thought Tiffany got concussed one time because she took a nasty bump after Jade countered with her feet when she was trying to do the moonsault, so it was kind of like that, but overall, this match was mid at best. Like, I'm not giving this match credit because, again, number one, Jade Cargill pinned the current WWE Women's World Champion, Naomi. She pinned her twice this year and beat the crap out of her, you know what I'm saying, at the street fight match they had at Evolution. And now you're telling me that same person gets pinned in 6 minutes after taking one legitimate actual move? I found it absolutely stupid in my opinion. The booking was bad, the storyline leading into it was bad, and for the time that it had, if you knew it had 7 minutes, you could have gone even better than what you did in this match. I didn't know it was going to be 7 minutes. If it was just going to be 7 minutes, it should have been even more action-packed and even more entertaining. So, I don't know, man. I thought this was a bad experience, and I was dang near about to fall asleep during this match too, even though it has some decent moments. It was, it was a decent match, I'll give it that. Decent match in-ring wise, but once you start factoring in elements of story and the potential of this match and everything like that, it becomes pretty bad quickly. So do with this what you will. This match is like a 5 or a 6 out of 10 max.
All I can say is that Jade got screwed tonight. When we thought she was going to win this match, you gave it back to Tiffany, which is ridiculous. But, you know, again, I'm going to find some reaction videos where people are speaking about it. And, it's, you know, again, let's not focus on color. Let's just focus on what was supposed to be tonight. And I know some people going to say that, that she wasn't ready and all that. But I'm like, if you're going to move Naomi to Raw, then you need to do something with Jade on SmackDown. And right now, this is not a good look for Jade, but, hey, Tiffany versus Bianca, whatever. Hey, listen, man, tonight's going to be weird, man. But yeah, I don't know. But Jade, hopefully you bounce back from this. I'm sorry that you lost last night. So let's just hope that you'll get a title shot, at some point before the year ends. So and that's all I gotta say closing of it. But yeah, man. Yeah, that shit sucked, man. I don't know why Hunter keep playing these silly ass games, bro. Like that shit ain't cool. But let's get back to the video.
Then we move on from this. We get Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. This match had moments where it was very awful and stupid and corny, and it had moments that were actually pretty entertaining. The moments that were entertaining were some of the comedy bits with Logan Paul and some of the comedy bits with Jelly Roll where he like hypes himself up and then looks at Drew McIntyre and he's like, I'm not built for this moment, bro. So I thought that was a pretty funny stuff. And then Logan Paul obviously had the biggest spot of the entire match. That frog splash that he did through the announce table on Jelly Roll was absolutely amazing. Okay, it was a great moment, a great splash, and it actually got me excited for the first time all show. I was like, whoa, crap, that was an awesome move. That was an awesome moment. That's the problem. None of these matches felt like they had anything epic or memorable or awesome about it. You're not going back to rewatch any of these matches. And so with that being said, and this being the second biggest show of the year, can you really say that the quality was up to par with this being the second biggest show? I don't think you can. But that's a problem for another thing we'll talk about in a little bit later. But a portion of this match, outside of that big splash that Logan Paul hit, I thought was awesome. Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul obviously had to oversell the moves that Jelly Roll was doing, and all that stuff was fine. But the fact that we literally had to sit here and watch Jelly Roll get hauled out by the doctors and the referees, but we had to sit here, and while that's happening, Randy Orton's just getting stomped on. Drew and Logan just take turns tagging each other in and out, and then stomping on Randy for a minute, celebrating and gloating, and then stomping for a minute, and then gloating. Like, it was a very boring and just stupid and pointless match, and that's just what it is. Like, you can just tell its pointlessness multiple times throughout the match, but it is what it is. I don't really know what to say about that, okay? But at the end of the day, thankfully, Drew McIntyre nor Logan Paul get pinned here. Logan Paul ends up pinning Jelly Roll with a frog splash, which I thought was absolutely great. It still makes absolutely no sense how Jelly Roll, who is a pedestrian in the WWE storyline and outside of it, like this dude should not be doing this match, but he does the match and then takes a frog splash through the table, which he should have just been knocked out and put on a stretcher, but apparently, I guess he's fine going through a table and getting back up in 2 minutes, I guess. I don't, it doesn't make any sense, but whatever. The match had some, like I said, it had a couple moments that were entertaining, but the large majority of this was boring and pointless, and you could feel it heavily throughout the match. But at least Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul did not lose and get pinned by Jelly Roll, so we can move on from this. And then we got to the main event, which was Gunther versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. I have to say, this match, in my opinion, is absolutely boring, okay? I don't know what happened here, but 80% of this match was absolutely nearly unwatchable at this point. The boredom was just unexciting. Dude, it's so unexciting most of this match was. That's how it is with a lot of Gunther matches and some of what Punk's done in recent months because of his age, obviously, and things of that nature, but you're just bored waiting for it to get going, and it never really gets going until the final, few minutes of the match, and I thought that was a really big waste of time. You're telling me that CM Punk and Gunther, even with Punk's older age now, you're telling me that this match couldn't have at least been good for, I'd rather have a good 15-minute match that has decent action and entertainment and storytelling than have a 30-plus minute match or however long this was of just straight boredom. Punk sitting down looking tired, exhausted, and hurt. Gunther then sits down looking tired and exhausted. He hits his chops. He talks a bit of trash while Punk is sitting down resting on the mat. The whole aspect of that and the boredom that came with it, it was so slow, so sloggy, so slowly paced, and you're not telling a story here. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're telling any type of story or doing anything entertaining with it, so there's no point of it. I thought it was a waste of time. Realistically, this match doesn't really get going until the end, and in the actual end, Gunther gets flipped off of an announce table because he's outside celebrating and stuff like that and, kind of gloating. There were a couple good moves throughout where Gunther countered the first GTS and hit multiple power bombs. I thought that was pretty cool. He hit a lot of chops, which is good to see Gunther hitting chops again because he's barely doing it, but Gunther hit some chops here. CM Punk has some okay moves. He doesn't really do much of offense. Gunther kind of dominates the whole match, but then Gunther gloats on the outside, obviously, and then he gets taken down up the announce table. And then he obviously does a spot, you know what I'm saying, where the wrestler will slide underneath the announce table and blade themselves so they get the blood out. And then this is meant to give some shock effect to the fans, but we all know, you know, the real ones, we know what's happening here. Maybe you should make a WWE Unreal episode on that, the game. But anyways, so basically Gunther does that. They get back in the ring, and magically CM Punk, after getting dominated for like 20 to 30 minutes, is magically back up again, hits a GTS, you know what I'm saying, and what's it called, just dominates, hits his elbow, hits 2 GTSs after Gunther's like stunned after the first one, and then ends up pinning Gunther clean in the middle of the ring and gets the W and wins the World Heavyweight Championship. This match overall I thought was below mid. I wasn't entertained by any of this besides the last couple minutes, and that's a real shame to see. After CM Punk wins, he's crying. He's like, you know, this is a big moment for him. He's excited. He wins the belt. He holds the championship high, and we're all just waiting at this point for Rollins to come out or his music to hit. And then CM Punk ends up, you know, obviously raising the belt up high. Then Seth Rollins' music hits, okay? You hear the burn it down! And then, you know, Seth Rollins is up at the ramp, and he just stands there with Heyman. You know, and at first they play it as if it's like, oh, well, Rollins can't fight, but he's just warning Seth that he's warning Punk that he has up until like next June to cash in. He then turns around, Heyman clears out, so you know immediately that Rollins is about to throw those crutches down and turn back around and run back at that ring. And obviously that's what he does. He throws the crutches down. It's a great shot and a great moment, I have to admit. And then Rollins throws the crutches down, turns around, takes off, you know, the brace on his knee, grabs the Money in the Bank briefcase, and he still kind of hobbles and lowly jogs to the ring a little bit, showing you that he's probably not ready for a full match yet. His knee's probably actually injured still. That's probably why he's not wrestling a full match, most likely until either Clash in Paris or even beyond that, because he just doesn't look like he can still wrestle a full match at this current moment. But at least we know that the knee injury was not too serious, like it wasn't a torn ACL or anything like that, to the point where he can't wrestle for like 6 to 8 months. So that's that. Seth Rollins then runs back down to the ring. He beats up Punk with the briefcase, cashes it in, curb stomps Punk, and pins him 1, 2, 3, and Seth Rollins is your new World Heavyweight Champion, okay? The belt finally has a little bit of prestige, even though he already held it. The people who came after him were Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre for 3 minutes, CM Punk now for 5 minutes, and then Jey Uso, and then Gunther twice. All of those reigns I just listed off were completely garbage. So there's, you know what I'm saying? So there's nothing to speak of with them. So Rollins getting the belt is cool, I guess you can say. However, there are multiple issues with this. Number one, like I mentioned earlier, why in the world would you play on Rollins having an injury and then have LA Knight pin him? The goal then should be to push LA Knight up in the card, or at least have him come back. If Rollins ends up being healthy, LA Knight will be the first one to confront him. But LA Knight's nowhere to be seen. Roman Reigns, who still was talking about his get back on Seth Rollins, and behind the scenes video I think he did on his Instagram a couple weeks ago or whatever, Roman Reigns still needs his revenge on Seth Rollins. He doesn't show up in the main event. Jey Uso and Sami Zayn were getting beat up for weeks by Rollins and his faction. They don't show up to stop him and his team in the main event. None of that makes any sense, and it renders all the Raws and the storyline with this stuff and Rollins and his faction and the way it plays up onto other wrestlers on Raw, it renders it meaningless. And that to me is bad and inconsistent and nonsensical booking, because it's just a fact. That's just what it is, you know what I'm saying? And because of that, it rendered a lot of elements of this moment that Rollins did. It made it stupid after you think about it. The moment itself, if you're watching it in a vacuum, it is an amazing moment. But then you think about it in the aftermath, and you know that something bad is going to happen because, number one, it makes no sense. On top of this, another issue, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, they have been established now as the new heads of this faction. Braun Breaker has been established as the new leader. He established it himself and said he's the next up. He's the big dog. He's the one who runs this place now. So now he's going to have to go back to randomly playing a lackey to Seth Rollins now, and Bronson Reed's going to have to do the same. It doesn't make any sense. You get what I'm saying? There's a bunch of plot holes and inconsistencies with it. However, the moment is great, but there's still a bunch of issues stemming from it. So I just needed to address those and give you an honest and balanced perspective. You can't just glaze a moment and not think about the actual aftermath or the stuff that comes with it. So that's a situation with that. Overall, good moment. Rollins and his faction stand tall, and that's the situation with that. Good moment for Seth Rollins. I'm not sure the status of his knee. He might actually get the title taken from him immediately. You never know what could possibly happen. So that's a situation with that. But Seth Rollins ends up walking away as your WWE World Heavyweight Champion at the end of the show, and that's how SummerSlam Night 1 ends. This show was absolute and utter garbage, okay? Let's not kid ourselves. Good moment does not, just eliminate the fact that everything that came before it was largely either mid or bad, and that's just the facts. This SummerSlam Night 1 gets a 3 out of 10 for me. It was a pretty bad night. I almost dozed off and fell asleep multiple times while watching it, and it was garbage. But don't worry, we'll be back for tomorrow, where I do believe that the final boss Mama Rhodes will make his return in that John Cena and Cody Rhodes main event, but we'll just have to see what happens when we get there. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts on SummerSlam in the comment sections below, and as always, I hope you guys have a phenomenal day. Peace out in one love.
Well, I don't know if The Rock is showing up, but if he does, I wouldn't give a fuck. I mean, and as for Brock Lesnar, I don't know. But everybody in the comment box is spamming that he might come back. But if he come back, who is he coming back for? And again, listen, Seth Rollins, he already came. We already saw that. But the biggest question is Liv Morgan coming back? And if she is coming back, I swear, bro. I swear, if I see Liv Morgan interrupt Dominic Mysterio's match and she help him win and AJ doesn't win. Now listen, I don't have a problem with Dominic Mysterio winning. I don't. It's the way he wins it. If he wins it because of Liv Morgan, I am going to be so, oh my God, it's bad enough I had another, listen, I've already made an angry rant already, but boy, I am about to lose my freaking mind if Liv Morgan pull up. Listen, I don't know if this photo is real, but but people say it's real. But the question is, when was this photo taken? Who took this photo? Why is nobody talking about it? Is this real or not? People saying it's real, but the question is this recent? Because if this is recent and Liv Morgan is at New Jersey, at her home state, and she's pulling up to SummerSlam to cost AJ Styles the match, and y'all over here talking about she's babyface, but she's doing heel shit? Man, I don't know what I'm going to do in my live stream, bro. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I have to skip the match. I don't know if I have to, just work on some videos and just not watch the whole pay-per-view. I don't know what I'm going to do. All I know is that something has to keep me calm because we're trying to create a legacy for Dom. And if you ruin it because you just want to pull up for your New Jersey fans, then it's just like, what are we doing this for? So pretty much she's saying, like, listen, all these rumors coming out saying, is Liv Morgan going to return at SummerSlam? Man, she got hella rumors, all type of rumors. I mean, listen, she might as well say fuck the Royal Rumble, fuck the Elimination Chamber, and fuck WrestleMania, okay? Liv, I'm telling you right now, if you pull up tonight, unfortunately, the rumors where people are saying you're going to win this, you're going to win that, it's all going to be set back because, unfortunately, you are so concerned about Dominic Mysterio and Raquel betraying you that you don't even care about life goals. All you care about is a boy, and that's it. And her coming back for gold, we all know what she's coming back for. It's not the women's world title. It's not the WWE title. It's over a boy. And unfortunately, I don't know, man, I don't know what Dominic Mysterio is going to do because he has to make a choice. It's either you ride with the gang or you go by yourself. But even if you go by yourself, you're still going to be with somebody because it sounds to me like Hunter doesn't want you to go independent. But there are rumors saying you're going to win the AAA title. So what's the point of retaining the Intercontinental title if you're going to win the AAA title? It's hard. Like, listen, bro. I'd rather for Dominic Mysterio to go by himself to go after that AAA title. But if Liv Morgan comes back and help him win that, it's going to ruin his chances of being babyface because nobody wants to see Liv Morgan with him. Come on, man. Like, how am I supposed to support you if you're going to be with this little thot? Like, I can't support you if you're going to be with her. Do it by yourself. Come on, Dom. Go to Mexico by yourself. Don't bring this little heifer with you. Don't do it. It's not worth it. I mean, come on. Like, it's bad enough that you invited her to that one pay-per-view at one point, but they were more focused on you than they were more focused on her. You see anybody putting out a sign talking about her? Hell no, they're talking about you. So I don't understand what y'all doing this for. You bringing her back for nothing. Like, why? What are you bringing her back for? There's nothing changing.
Dom is not with Roxanne. Raquel's not switching up. So what are we talking? So what's the point of you coming back? To finish up the story? Okay. But the question is next year, are you going to go solo? Are you going to go after gold? Are you going to do something besides fucking around with Dom? What the fuck are you going to be doing, Liv? That's what I'm saying, man. Like, this is just pathetic. This is pathetic. Like, all this right here is pathetic. Because now, I don't know how Dom is going to win the AAA title if he retains his IC belt. Even G-Man spoke about it. And I was going to make a video about it, but I didn't get the chance to. But since we got time, I'm going to go ahead and play his clip. And I'm going to tag him, too, so that way he's aware of it. So I'm going to play a video from G-Man. He made a short clip talking about Dominic Mysterio winning 2 belts. Let's listen.
What's up, y'all? I wanted to make a little short real quick, and I wanted to talk about this little report I seen on Twitter, bro, about like WWE and AAA considering to put the AAA mega title on Dom Mysterio. And I wanted to come here and say this, bro. I don't know what WWE's trying to do, bro, but it's like they trying to take advantage of AAA and TNA. I understand they buying like AAA. Like, I feel they're gonna take over and like try to make NXT Mexico, you know. But come on now, keep the title on Vegino, bro. If you better have Dom retain in the IC title, there's no need for Dom to win the AAA title at all, bro. Keep it on Vegino, bro. Don't go up here and start doing some crazy. And then for AAA to agree to this, bro, I don't understand it, bro. I don't understand what you trying to do, AAA. But don't let this happen, bro. You already had AJ pin Dom. Let Dom keep the IC title. There's no need to even try to have Dom have the AAA title, and just because you think it's appealing it's because it's gonna be on Netflix. Nah, bro, don't do that, bro. Tell me how y'all feel, cause I just don't agree with this, bro. I'm not rocking with it, bro. I don't feel like they should do this. Either WrestleVotes could be lying, or no. I just hope they don't do this. I really hope so.
Man, look, I just look at the polls, and I ain't even gonna speak on it. But however, people are saying that she might be coming, and the reason I say might because people will vote all the time and then it don't happen. So I don't know, man. I think Hunter's gonna do a disservice to Dominic Mysterio's career if he bring back Liv Morgan, all because you can't ignore these bots online that are buying the merch that they're not wearing. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I call it as it is. It's a money grab, because if you don't find this as a distraction, then y'all just too easily distracted. Liv Morgan does not need to come back right now. I can understand if she come back in the fall, because we got to wrap this up. But to come back right now when Raquel and Roxanne about to get a freaking rematch, and Dominic Mysterio needs to prove in this match that he's the GOAT, how are you supposed to do it if you got this bitch coming back? There's no reason. And you bring her back. Ooh, man, I'm trying my best not to yell. But it's just so hard, because why would you have this woman come back at a time like this when Raquel and Roxanne's about to get a rematch? How are they supposed to get a rematch if Liv's coming back? What the fuck is Liv Morgan going to be doing while Raquel and Roxanne get a rematch? What are they going to be doing? What is Raquel going to do? What is Roxanne going to do? What are they going to do now? How is Roxanne supposed to get an opportunity to go after the tag team titles if Liv Morgan's back? What is she going to do? What is Raquel going to say? What is Finn going to say? What is anybody going to say? Why are y'all so pussy when it comes to Liv Morgan? Every time Liv Morgan is around, y'all so pussy. Y'all can't say nothing. You can't say nothing, can you? Like, you can't say anything? Are you that pussy to where it comes to... How can you be so scared of a blondie? A woman that's short. A woman that's stupid. A woman that's crazy. A woman that's psycho. A woman that's demanding. She's no different than... hold on. Before y'all come at me. She's no different than Rhea. And let me explain.
Let me explain. Because I know you guys get upset with me when I bring up Rhea's name. But I'm not saying this out of disrespect. I'm not. I'm only going by what the people are saying. People are saying that Rhea Rebbe is no different than Liv Morgan. And the reason why they're saying that is because they see that they're under Triple H's wing. Okay? You cannot, okay? Their comparisons is just the same. The reason why it is because they both are under Triple H's hands. They both are getting promos, and they both are getting promotions, and they both are getting treated like Hulk Hogan. Okay? Why is Liv Morgan getting opportunity left and right? Why is Liv Morgan has to be the reason why the Judgment Day is still relevant? Why is Liv Morgan have to be the reason why Dominic Mysterio still have fans? That's BS if you think that Dominic Mysterio don't got fans when he had that huge pop at AAA. Does he really need Liv Morgan there? When he goes to that fatal 4-way match with El Grande and Dragon Lee and that other guy, do you really need Liv Morgan there? Do you really need Liv Morgan there? Do you really? When you could just go there by yourself. You don't need Liv Morgan there. You can just go by yourself, motherfucker. Go there by yourself. Like you've been doing. You don't need that bitch. The hell you need her for? You just gonna ruin your moment, boy. So why have 2 titles? Imagine if Dominic Mysterio win 2 titles because of Liv Morgan. That would be a curse on his goddamn. Oh my God. Can you imagine Dominic Mysterio defending himself and Liv Morgan saying absolutely nonsense? Can you imagine that? This is what you don't understand. That if Liv Morgan helps Dominic Mysterio retain his IC belt and help him win the AAA title, it makes it look like Dominic Mysterio can't win a freaking match without Liv Morgan or without the Judgment Day. And that's not what we want on Dom's conscience. We don't want Dominic Mysterio to have that rep. Because if he has that rep, I'm telling you, Dominic Mysterio will not be able to have the reputation. The reputation is this. He can't win without a woman by his corner. And even if he has Roxanne by his corner, do you really want that reputation, Dom? When the reputation is you can't win without Liv Morgan. You can't do anything without Liv Morgan. Can't get an interview. Can't be on the radio station. Can't be in a movie. Can't be in a TV show without Liv Morgan. Do you want that on your conscience, Dom? Do you really? When you could just tell Triple H, no, I don't want Liv Morgan with me. I want to do this on my own. What are we going to do, man? I mean, tonight is the last night of SummerSlam. And I don't even know if Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles is going to be the first match. But if it does become the first match, man, I don't know how we're going to get through the other matches because we're going to be so mad at that one match that we don't even going to be thinking about the other matches. I mean, I don't care about the other matches. The only match I care about is the 6-way tag team match. And then I know people in these bloggers are going to say, oh, it's great to see Liv Morgan back. No, it's not great. Ain't nothing great about seeing Liv Morgan back. Liv Morgan came back for nothing. Now, I can see her coming back in the fall. You could do that. You could come back in the fall. That way we got time to prepare. But for you to come back now, like right now, when you only been gone for a month? No. This is just like the time when you went to go do that movie. You came back too soon. Come back later. You don't need to come back right now. Right now, it's not a good time, man. Come back and Clash in Paris or something. I can handle it. I mean, come on. Like, this is just sad, man. Like, Liv is ruining everything for the Judgment Day. And I won't be surprised if she get kicked out. But if you're going to kick her out, kick Finn out too, because they're both the problem. And God damn it, Hunter, fire JD. Fire him. There's nothing for him to do. Get rid of him. It's the same, and keep Raquel and Roxanne and Dom together because you know that those 3 should be over at AAA doing what they need to do. And why is Roxanne not speaking Spanish? Tell that woman to speak Spanish. Why the hell is she speaking English? She acting like she white or something. Speak Spanish, woman. Raquel's the only person speaking Spanish, including Dominic Mysterio, and he look white. Somebody tell Roxanne to speak Spanish. Speak Spanish! Come on. Órale, vato. What's wrong with this one? Okay. But that's besides the point. The point is, Dominic Mysterio has to win clean tonight. Because if he don't win clean tonight, this match is pointless. Because AJ asked for a match. He didn't ask for this type of match. Because if this match was going to go down, you might as well just send him to Raw. This could have been a Raw match. Or Saturday night's main event match. Because if you're not going to have Dominic Mysterio win in a way that he's supposed to win, and that's independently, then this match is all for nothing. You send Finn Balor out there? Okay. Well, can you get Finn Balor to stop Liv Morgan from helping him win? Listen, bro. Now, I could see this. Where Finn comes out, Liv comes out, and they both get into an argument to the point where Dom gets distracted and AJ wins by roll-up or finisher. And if Dom lose the match because of Finn and Liv Morgan's tactics, then I can see that happening. And then we'll be interested. But are they going to do that? Man, I'm telling you right now, if you want to make the story interesting, send Finn Balor out there to help Dom allegedly, and then have Liv Morgan out there to help Dom allegedly, and have both of them get into an argument to the point where Dom gets distracted, just like Liv Morgan did with Raquel and Roxanne when she faced Kairi Sane, and then have JJ win by roll-up or finisher. Come on, do it. Because then we have a story to tell. Then that way, when Monday comes, then we have a segment with the Judgment Day where obviously we're now getting somewhere, because now that Liv Morgan and Finn cost Dom the match, we can have everybody in the Judgment Day can have a discussion. And I think that will be good for Monday, because now we got something in motion. But if you're just going to do something where Dom is just win the match because Liv Morgan interferes and Finn wasn't there, Roxanne wasn't there, Raquel wasn't there, JD wasn't there, which I still don't understand why you got JD when you fire Carlito. What is this for? Like, for God's sake, man. Damn, this video is about to be an hour. You know what? You better, listen, man, just watch my live tonight. Just watch my live tonight. I'm going live at 6 o'clock. We're going to watch it, and I hope to God this doesn't be what I think it's going to be. Because if I'm telling you right now, if Liv Morgan helps Dom win this match, and there's nothing new, and there's nothing different, and she pulls up, and she ruins this match, I'm going to get on her ass. Anyway, catch me at 6 p.m. I'm going live tonight. And I will be watching night 2 of SummerSlam. And when we watch it, we're going to analyze. And we'll go from there, all right? So get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. And do not comment, yay, Liv Morgan's going to be babyface, yay. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. Got me sounding like Vince McMahon. Triple H, the only thing I want to hear out of your mouth when you see JD, I want to hear you say, you're fired. I wish you could say it to Liv Morgan, but you won't because you love her so damn much. Whatever. Get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new, and I'll see y'all at 6 p.m., okay? I'm out. Everybody say L-H-M. Yeah.
Yeah.